morning and welcome to another Monday morning art talk. So I wanted to let anyone out there know who supported me on my Kickstarter. I just sent out a survey to get your addresses. So just keep your eye out for that, just so that you guys get the book shipped to you when I get the books delivered. All right. So today's art talk, I wanted to sort of revamp someone's quote, if I may. Okay, so from an experience that I had this weekend. But again, these things, you think about, I think about often in different contexts, but in this specific situation, it'll make more sense. So I went to a water park this weekend out near Anaheim with my family. And going down the water slides and all that, it's just a lot of fun. And they had one water slide there. I don't know the name of it, but it was basically you just go inside just a green door. It opens up the door. They close the door. And then all of a sudden the floor just drops out from under you and you just fall through the slide. All right. So in the mind, it's just like it's terrifying. All right. So here's the thing that I realized. Is that like FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, said, the only thing to fear is fear itself. But I wanted to add to that. I think it can't just be there. I think the only thing to fear is anticipation. Because it's the anticipation is what causes the real fear. In any situation, where just think about it. In anything that you've ever done, it's that you got that idea of how scary that's going to be, what's going to happen. It's like riding a bike. You learn to ride a bike, right? You're either going to stay on or you're going to fall off. It's one way or another. And you're riding your bike, but what do you fear? And I remember this more closely because of just when I had to go through it with my own kids, teaching them how to ride a bike. But when I rode a bike, again, you're afraid to fall off. All right, so it's the anticipation of, can I hold up, and hopefully I'll hold up, and hopefully I won't fall. And that's the same thing when I was going through that tube, when they closed that door on me. My greatest reaction to my heart and everything else, my whole being, before I was fine, really, I was thinking about it, watching other people, but in there was this anticipation, and that was the greatest fear. And then past that, once that happened, and it happened in a split second, your body relaxes and you go, it wasn't that bad. So there's really only two things, you always just got to think about in any situation, really, is when it comes to your fears that you have, it's either going to turn out okay, otherwise it's going to go horribly wrong, right? So it's almost 50-50. You got this 50-50 chance whether what I'm about to embark on, what I'm about to do is either going to go well or it's not going to go well. And you hope for the most part that it's going to go well. And I can guarantee you that coming back to that bike scenario, like all the things that you've done in your life, you've feared at some point. Again, it could have been riding that bike. It could have been going on that swing set. It could have been going for that interview. I mean, you name it, that you've gone through it and conquered it so many times. So the amount of times that it's been in your favor when you fought through the anticipation and you just did it, it worked out. Because it's by numbers. It's just you've had 70% successes, 30% failures. The successes are always going to outweigh the failure as long as you keep doing it and as long as you just sort of keep trying it. So all these things that you've put in your mind about the fears is just what it comes down to when you say, why am I so afraid? Well, what do I fear? It's not just fear. You don't just fear. You fear the anticipation of what might be around that corner, what might happen if this, what might happen if that. So it's all those different scenarios that are happening, right? And I think that's the most important thing when you're about to embark. What are you anticipating happening? Okay, well, I anticipate that, I want to publish my own book. I want to do this. I want to go to conventions. I want to get set up. I want to put my stuff out there. I want to just do whatever. You're doing these sort of things. And the anticipation is, starting to think about, well, what do I have to do? How much work do I have to put into it? Who do I have to contact? What if I said, what emails am I going to send? Or then what? Who do I, it's all these things that are going off in your head a million miles an hour. So number one is don't just let them all go off in your head a million miles an hour. You got to just start making a conscious list. Start making a list of everything that you are intending to do, which is causing this fear. And again, it's the anticipation of what's about to happen. So not only the preparing yourself, the anticipation of getting everything prepared and ready, but the anticipation of results. And that's what I find that, unfortunately, for artists, in all fields, we're always consumed and scared of the results. We're always afraid of how we're going to be perceived. Am I going to be judged as a horrible artist by my peers? Am I going to be judged as a good artist by my peers? How are my peers going to, sort of think about me? I mean, I think about it when I'm just even looking at reward ceremonies. Like I was looking at the Golden Globes, and it's nerve-wracking if you guys just study body language, like look at the people in the audience and all those famous people and how they even intermingling or reacting and in camera. And it's just this tension and it's this energy and it's this weird thing, that sort of happens through there. But yeah, just getting back into these ideas of just taking, trying to figure out what it is you're anticipating and doing it. But just realize that of course you're going to have fear. We have fear for everything, and don't look at fear as a negative thing. It's just part of a human trait. It's how we survived. It's how animals survived. It's instinct, what it goes by. Am I in danger or am I not in danger? And you just, just sort of basic things like that. So that's what you got to think about, is the anticipation. I learned my lesson very much so. It became very clear to me at that moment when I was dropping. It's like, geez, why am I getting so afraid? So just embark upon the things you want to embark. Write down a list of what you're anticipating. Don't worry about the outcome of any of this because it's unwritten. It's not put in the chapter yet. Remember, you're the author of your own book. You're writing out the story. You decide where you want it to go, where you want it to end, and all that other good stuff. It's up to you. So just have no fear. And the only thing to fear is anticipation. All right, make it a great week, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertunes.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey. All right, so you can go to silvertunes.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks. Whoa! Hey! Go back. Go back.
Go back.
Great. Go back. Go back.